Good morning, students. How are you all? Today we are going to continue the chapter A Tale of Two Birds. Let's see the outline of the story. A mother bird and her young ones lived in a forest. In the story, the mother was killed and the young birds were separated from each other. Now each found a different home. The first one reached in the company of robbers and the second one reached in storm the company of a saint. One day a king came to the forest. He was amazed to hear the voice of them. One used abuse language and another used welcoming language. He was confused that how two brothers could behave differently. Then the Rishi explained him that one is known by the company one keeps.
Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful bird in the forests of Udhampur. She lived happily with her friends and neighbors on a wise old banyan tree. She loved the forest for it provided ample food and places to fly around. One year, she gave birth to two little birds. The newborn lived in a nest she built on the tree. She cared for her babies deeply and loved them very much. The tree, too, spread out its branches lovingly around the babies. Day and night she cared for them and fed them well. Alas, one unfortunate day, the forest experienced a storm like never before. Thunder, lightning, strong winds scared all the birds and animals. Many trees got uprooted. The bird hid in her nest, trying to feel secure and praying fervently. Suddenly, a heavy branch broke and came crashing down. The bird was killed instantly. The kids were saved though. They were blown away by a gentler wind to the other side of the forest. One fell at the entrance of a cave. Many robbers lived inside this cave. The other sibling fell at the doorsteps of a blessed Rishi's ashram. Time slowly passed by and the birds gradually grew up. They were now big birds like their mother once had been. They had grown into mature birds with characters of their own. One fine day, King Harshvardhan of Purvasa visited the forest. He was a well-known hunter and wanted to hunt a game. He was busy chasing a deer and in the process went deep into the forest while chasing the deer. His soldiers slowly lost track and the king was left alone in the jungle. He didn't know where he was and neither did he know the way out. The king was truly bewildered. He was tired after the long day and hungry too. He had reached the other end of the forest. He decided to take a break and sat down under a huge shady banyan tree. He was taken aback when he heard someone say, "Hey, come quickly! There's someone under the banyan tree. He has a horse and is wearing fine jewels. Take his things away before he rides away." The king looked around and could only see a bird perched on the tree. He could hear a commotion emanating from a cave. He lost no time in riding away to safety. He was relieved to see an ashram in a small clearing. He could see many ascetics going about their work. King Harshvardhan tethered his horse near the stream. Someone spoke up. "O mighty king, I welcome you to this holy place. You look tired. Please take rest. Rishi Agastya will be back soon. You can have this water. You do look thirsty." The king was overcome with gratitude. He looked at the bird. It looked very similar to the one he had seen some time back on the banyan tree. The bird read his thoughts and said, "I think you have recently come across my brother. He has made friends with the robbers and behaves like them. I am sorry if he misbehaved with you." The rishi entered the ashram and saw the king standing there. He welcomed the king warmly and invited him to the cottage for dinner. Over dinner, the king narrated his strange experience with the two look-alike birds. This forest is unique and surprising. The rishi smiled knowingly. He said, "O king, one is known by the company one keeps. The bird you met in the morning has been in the company of robbers. The bird you met here has been in this holy place since a long time. He behaves like he watches everyone doing. Now come, don't spend any more time thinking about this. Take rest." Long after the king had returned to his palace, he kept thinking about the birds and the lesson they taught him unknowingly.
Hope you all enjoyed this story. Now let's work on with some questions and answers. Where did each of them find a home? One of the bird found a home in a tree that stood near a cave. The other bird found a home in a tree near a rishi's ashram. What did the first bird say to the stranger? The first bird said, "Quick, hurry up. There is someone under the tree. Come and take his jewels and his horse. Hurry, or else he will slip away." Which one of the following sum up the story best? Option A, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. Option B, one is known by the company one keeps. Option C, a friend in need is a friend indeed. The answer is option B, one is known by the company one keeps. What is one is known by the company one keeps? The success or failure of a person depends upon the people one has around. Simply, if we will become good, if not, we will become bad. How did the two baby birds get separated? One day there was a big storm. The wind blew down the tall tree in which the birds lived. The strong wind blew away the baby birds to the other side of the forest. One of them came down near a cave. The other bird landed outside the rishis' ashrams. In this way, the two baby birds get separated. What did the second bird say to him? The second bird said to the king, "Welcome to the ashram, sir. Please go inside and rest. The rishi will be back soon. There is some cold water in the pot. Please make yourself comfortable." How did the rishi explain the different ways in which the birds behave? The rishi explained to the king that one is known by the company one keeps. The bird living in the company of robbers has heard the talk of robbers. He has learned to imitate them. This bird has lived near the ashram. He has learned to welcome people to the ashram. What do you think about the story? The answer may be different. I have given one sample. You can change the answer if you want. This is the story of company one has got. Company matters the most, or we can say that we are what we have around us. One's success always depends on one's company. The people around you determine or fix your goal. Bad things lead to bad things and good things lead to good things. There is an old maxim that one is known by the company one keeps. Now, what is the value of this story? What you have learned something? You can discuss and you can come up with the answer and submit to me through the Google Classroom. I have made some suggestion for it. When the king reached the Rishi's ashram, he heard a gentle voice. It was the voice of second bird. The second bird had so many qualities, or as follows. The second bird welcomed the stranger in a gentle voice to the ashram and requested him to go inside and rest. Then he said that Rishi would be back soon and asked him to drink some cold water and make himself comfortable. Now let's summarize this story. Introduction. A Tale of Two Birds is a famous folk tale from ancient India. This story revolves around two birds who took birth from the same mother but grew in the different peoples. Storm in the forest. The story starts with a big storm. The big storm caused the death of the mother bird and the separation of the two young birds. One young bird got the shelter in a cave where robber lived, while another bird got the company of a saint in an ashram. First bird. Once a king went to the jungle for the hunt while hunting for a deer. He went far into the forest. He took shelters under a tree near the cave. This tree was also the shelter of the first bird. This bird, in the company of robber, had become like the robber and talked like them too. He alarmed the robber that someone has come here, take his jewels and the horse and kill him. King heard the bird and ran away from the cave. Second bird. During the course of running, the king arrived at an ashram which accompanies the second bird. The second bird said to the king, "Take rest and be comfortable. The rishi will arrive here soon." The king narrated the bird about the previous incident. The bird gasped and answered, "The first bird is my brother. He got the company of robbers and has become like them. I have asked him for change, but he doesn't." The king thought that both birds were alike in appearance, but their nature was completely opposite to the other. Rishi's teaching. Soon the Rishi arrived. He welcomed the king. The king told the story of the two birds. The Rishi gave him the moral of the story, that a person is recognized by the people who are friends to them. The first bird got the company of the robber and became like that, while the second bird lived in the company of saints, so he became like the saint. The king took the blessing from the Rishi and returned back to his home. Moral of the story: we should make friends with the people who are of good nature. If we take the company of bad people, we will also become bad. Hope you are all good children and you are all having very good friends. Thank you. Bye bye. See you.